Anna was locked in a cage high up in the air. Below her were sharp thorns. Even though she had the ability to control coal ash, there was no way she could jump down from such a dangerous position. Anna could only quietly wait for Jenny to come to her rescue. This was the public debut test for the Ng family. The previous tests were only to examine the tacit understanding between the master and the puppet. But this final step was the key to testing whether the puppets were loyal and intelligent. At this moment, the puppets were still inside the house, unaware of their master's crisis. After waiting for a long time without seeing their master return, they finally began to think of a plan. At that moment, Jenny bit into a small porcelain object while eating a snack. Everyone immediately realized that this could be an important clue and quickly ate the remaining snacks. After some effort, they finally pieced together a complete pattern. Jenny tried to insert the female puppet into a slot by the door, and sure enough, this pattern was the key to opening the door. Jenny wanted to lead the other puppets to find their respective masters, but everyone had concerns, fearing that going out might be seen as an indication of autonomous consciousness, thus breaking the rules. Jenny patiently comforted them, saying that the purpose of a puppet's existence was to serve its master. Apart from the master, there should be no other thoughts. Now, going out to rescue the master could not be considered as breaking the rules. It turned out Jenny's judgment was correct. The butler, Gree, had been waiting outside the door. He told the puppets that all the masters were in danger. To rescue them, they needed to first choose a tool and then enter a maze. According to the results of the previous tacit understanding test, those with higher rankings would have the first choice of tools. Ruth, who ranked the highest, chose the most powerful scissors. Andy, with poor eyesight, selected the magnifying glass that was most useful for him. Arrogant Joey chose a protective coal outfit. The introverted Judy chose a kerosene lamp. Jenny, who ranked last, initially made an unexpected choice: bread. But after thinking, she realized that bread couldn't save the master, so she ultimately chose a heavy cart. The countdown for the test began, and all the puppets had to rescue their masters within 2 hours. Each one received an emergency package containing a map and other tools. There were 2 key rules for this task. First, the master's clothes must not get dirty. Second, the puppet's face must not be harmed. Jenny's reason for choosing the cart was clear. She thought that the best way to keep the master's clothes clean was to push the master along. The puppets set off to find their masters. Along the way, Andy accidentally discovered 5 black dots marked on the map. There were small words beneath the dots, but the writing was too small to read clearly. He guessed that this clue might help him find his master. Meanwhile, Jenny encountered Judy on the road, and they decided to travel together. At that time, Joey was walking alone when a large pair of scissors suddenly appeared in the grass. He was frightened, thinking someone was going to harm him, but soon, he realized he could lead the scissors and tried to persuade them to go with him. On the other side, Jenny and Judy reached a section of road that suddenly ended. They had to take another route, eventually arriving at an uphill path. Jenny asked Judy to put everything she was carrying onto her cart and insisted she could push it up herself. However, while walking, she accidentally stepped on a stone, and the cart slipped down immediately. The two returned to the starting point. Judy, who was introverted and socially anxious, saw this and volunteered to help push the cart. However, Jenny still tried to be strong and said she could manage. But Judy did not leave and silently walked up to help. Together, with their combined effort, they finally managed to push the cart up the hill. Just then, an explosion suddenly rang out, and all the living puppets clearly heard it. Was it someone accidentally triggering a trap? It turned out it was not the case. It was Andy's master, John, who had been locked in a wooden box by Gree. In a fit of anger, he exploded the box with coal ash, causing the loud noise. After the explosion, Jenny and Judy arrived at a courtyard. When Jenny looked out from a high point, she saw a wisp of coal ash, which was exactly at the location of one of the black dots on the map. Only then did she realize that the places marked by these black dots were